What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Islam Makhachev responds to Ilia Topuria's comments. UFC 322 wrapped last night, and what can we say? Islam Makhachev dominated the entire fight and became a two-division champion. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. For those of you who missed it, last night we posted our reaction video for the whole event where we covered what happened and what the MMA community thought about everything. Since our video went public, Khamzat Chimaev reacted to the fight by writing, "Congratulations, Dagestan." Garry also reacted to the fight by taking shots at JDM, saying this was the weakest title defense in UFC history. Sending M&Ms and commiserations to you, JDM, one of the weakest title defenses in UFC history. Your prep looked non-existent.
This is where the fight starts. Can he stay down or can he get back up? I did not think this was going to be as easy as it is. Now it's just a question of, is Jack going to break? 3 rounds of domination by Islam so far. Jack doesn't look like he knows how to fight. This is a great night for me. Islam's going to win. I want that fight. Jack loses. Leon gets sparked. The only way this gets better is if Jack's nose goes the other side of his face. Look at the face of that man. He's the champion right now. Look at that. Broken. He clearly doesn't want to fight, coach. Throw the towel and look at him. He's about to cry. Grab his leg, take him down, and that's the fight guaranteed, Islam. Hey, done. Game over. See you later. I'm going home. Take care. Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Patches. That's what's next. And me and Islam.
We reported in our video yesterday that Ilia Topuria took shots at both Makhachev and JDM. He wrote the following on X. "Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Islam, you need something you can't train. Emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day, I'm more certain I put you to sleep." Well, Makhachev reacted to the comments during the post-fight press conference, saying he doesn't care who's next. He's just gonna make it look easy.
Topuria, I don't know if you saw his tweet. He said you're like the most boring fighter in the UFC or something like that. I know you said to ask us or ask you about him after the fight at Media Day. Can you give us your full thoughts on a fight with him now?
No injury, nothing. I don't feel any pains. I'm ready. Who is gonna be next? Let's do this, and I will make it easy.
Then, Ali Abdeliziz went on an interview with Full Send MMA and said that Islam won't be moving back down to 155 and that 170 is his weight division now. Ali even went as far as to say that now that Islam is at 170, he'll fight more often in the UFC because he doesn't need to cut as much weight anymore.
So, do you think we could see him before the White House, or is the White House the #1?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're gonna talk with the UFC and we're gonna see what's next. Now he doesn't have to cut this much weight. He can fight every 3-4 months. No problem.
So we're going to see him at 170 from now on?
Yes, this is his weight division. He's not going down to 155.
While on the topic of Ali Abdeliziz, he also went off on Craig Jones and called him bad for MMA and blamed him for JDM's performance. Here's what he had to say.
Aspinall, I want to say,
yeah, go for it.
This Craig Jones, please deport him, brother. He make guys move. He's not good for MMA. Jiu-Jitsu is not good for MMA.
Right.
And I think Jack Maddalena today did so much better if he tried to get out. Right. But his boogie choke, all this stuff, it doesn't work.
Do you feel?
And he talked a lot of too.
I was going to say, do you feel disrespected by Craig Jones?
He's nobody, but he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Tried to be relevant using MMA guys, but who cares?
As for UFC President Dana White, he gave his thoughts on Islam's fight against JDM during the post-fight press conference. Dana didn't think the fight was exciting, but thinks that Islam is on the way to GOAT status.
You know, not the most exciting title fight you'll ever see, but let me tell you what, complete dominance, and it's depending on what we do next with him and what's going on, this guy's headed toward GOAT talk.
At the end of UFC 322, Islam Makhachev was seen saying something to Craig Jones in the octagon. After the fight, Islam revealed that he told him that his jiu-jitsu isn't working and he should come to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years.
What did you say to Craig Jones after?
I told him, your jiu-jitsu not working. You have to come to Dagestan for 2-3 years.
What did he say?
He started laughing. He told Khabib, I will come Dagestan.
After the fight, footage dropped of Khabib and Hasbulla enjoying themselves following Makhachev's big win.
Honestly, we feel great. We are so happy. We made history and we keep improving every fight. And I'm here with Hasbulla celebrating, you know. All day we don't eat almost nothing. Now is our time to enjoy. Now so many cameras, so many people, we're a little bit tired. Now let Islam rest and let us enjoy with our beautiful pizza, right?
I want to see Ilia win his next fight just so we can see Islam versus Ilia. That would be the biggest, most skillful fight of all time. It would be honestly hard to beat. I don't see who Islam doesn't do this to in that division. Yeah, we haven't really seen Ilia get tested in the grappling. Bryce Mitchell is a very high-level grappler, and Ilia handled that. Ilia's skill set is so high. They're both 10 out of 10s in MMA. Rare, John Jones, 10 out of 10. Rare, there's a couple people in MMA that have that skill set that can do everything. Strike, wrestle, jiu-jitsu. Both those guys have it. So I don't know. I mean, in that sense, maybe size does come in. Maybe size does matter.
Dillon Danis banned from UFC events after brawl. Last night during UFC 322, Dillon Danis was involved in a huge brawl with Team Khabib that caused mayhem in the crowd. Well, after the card, Dana White revealed in a post-fight press conference that Dillon is banned from all events in the future, and he takes blame for the whole thing happening. Apparently, Dillon was stealing seats from other UFC fighters and refusing to move when asked. And while Dana was focused on Jorge Masvidal claiming that it's on site when he sees Dillon, the entire Muslim Brotherhood was quietly sitting right next to Dillon waiting to get him. Well, they did, and Dillon was jumped by them, and the whole crowd erupted into chaos. This was enough for Dana to call it quits on Dillon and his antics forever, but he won't be bringing any charges on him. Here's what Dana had to say.
But I was right there on press row when that crazy brawl broke out with Dillon Danis and the member of Khabib's team and stuff. Can you just tell us how disappointed you were to see that and any insight into the fallout?
I blame myself for that, actually. They came back and told me right before I walked out for the main card that Dillon Danis was here and he was moving around sitting in fighter seats and not sitting in his own seat that he had. He had a ticket. And they said, do you want us to throw him out of here? And I said, he has a ticket? And I said, yeah. And, you know, they told me, they said, Masvidal said he's going to f*** him up on site. And I said, well, where's Masvidal sitting? He said, well, he's 6 or 7 rows away from Masvidal. I said, well, if the guy has a ticket, let him sit in his seat and let him do what he's doing and keep an eye on him. It never even crossed my mind, as stupid as this could be, that the entire Muslim Brotherhood was here tonight in the first 5 rows for Islam. And as soon as it broke out, I was over on the other side and I go, I know exactly what that is. I knew it. And yeah, you will never see Dillon Danis at a UFC fight ever again.
Islam Makhachev also reacted to Dillon Danis' altercation with his team, saying that he got what he asked for when talking about someone for the last 5 years. He also thinks that Dillon should be banned from the entire country when he was told that he was banned from the UFC forever. Here's the clip.
When you talk about someone like last 5 years you talk about someone, when you meet them, как будто ты должен отвечать за свои слова.
You have to answer to what you said.
You have to answer what you said, you know. And today, I don't think he answered, you know. And he still say a lot of bad things about our team. And today, he coming and somebody just meet him. He talk about this guy's bad, and today the guys just meet him. That's it.
Dana said he's banned from UFC events for life, so he'll never be back to one.
He have to ban from this country also.
Chanko, aka John Pork, was allegedly involved in the brawl, as video shows him hitting Dillon. He posted a picture to his social media with Jorge Masvidal and showed off a bloody knuckle on his right hand, possibly from the altercation. No word from Dillon yet on what his injuries look like, but according to the internet, he was TKO'd at one point. Damon Martin also spoke with the NYPD and confirmed that there has been no arrest made on Dillon. He wrote, "Just spoke to the NYPD regarding the brawl involving Dillon Danis, and they said they weren't notified of any arrests made tonight at Madison Square Garden." Dana White responds to John Jones' apology. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you'll remember that we recently reported John Jones appearing on a podcast where he reflected on the Tom Aspinall situation. During the interview, John Jones came out and said that he regrets how he handled everything, and when he sees Dana White in public, he's going to apologize to him.
I think my most immediate goal is to try to be on the White House card.
Okay.
And
you talking to Dana? How's he feeling?
You know, I'm giving Dana his space. You know, Dana has changed my life.
Yes, he
has changed my life. He's changed my children's lives.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful to him. Okay. And we had a verbal agreement that didn't go over well. Nothing was finalized. But I do admit guilt, not guilt, but I was wrong.
You'll make it right at the White House.
The way things went down, I was wrong, and I wish that I could see him face to face and just apologize to him and so that we can let bygones be bygones and get back to making some major money for the sport and really entertaining these fans.
He's a businessman, and there's no doubt that you are his favorite fighter of all time. There's the memes of it. He loves you. It's a matter of time.
When he's feeling me, I think I'm one of his favorite fighters. When he's not feeling me, probably the reason why he has a bald head.
Yeah, that's probably why you are.
Well, it looks like that clip made it back to Dana White because he reacted during an interview with TMZ Sports. During the interview, Dana said that Jones doesn't need to apologize to him and even called him a GOAT again. Listen, he doesn't need to apologize to me for anything. Even though all the bad stuff that John and I have been through, I still say that Jon Jones is the greatest of all time because it's a fact. Everybody starts laughing when I say it, but Jon Jones is the greatest of all time, period, and end of story. I know it, everybody else knows it, so there's nothing for Jon to apologize about. Dealing with Jon over the last however many years, it's been a unique experience, I can tell you that. But it doesn't change the fact that he's the best ever. Then Dana White revealed he called Jon Jones last night. This was said during the UFC 322 post-fight press conference.
No, I talked to Jon Jones last night, actually. Yeah. I got nothing to say about it. I don't know. I just talked to him last night.
In the TMZ interview mentioned earlier, Dana also reacted to Francis Ngannou's comments about him versus Jon Jones being the biggest fight ever. And of course, Dana doesn't agree. Surprise, surprise. Dana feels like the winner of Gane and Aspinall versus Jon Jones would be the biggest fight in his eyes. I would hate to disagree with him, but the biggest fight ever? First of all, Cyril and Tom have to fight again, and whoever wins that fight, them and Jon Jones would be the biggest one ever. When asked if the winner will fight Jones, Dana said this. Well, don't forget, Jon Jones is retired. We keep talking about him, but we'll see how this whole thing plays out. No one should have expected Dana White to agree with Francis' comments after what they went through. But as a viewer, do you think Francis versus Jones is a bigger fight than, let's say, Jones versus Aspinall? Let us know in the comments below. Talking about this whole Jon Jones situation, he's continuously still trolling on social media about the whole eye poke thing. Just the other day, Jones reposted a video on his Instagram of Aspinall complaining about the eye poke situation in his OCTAGON interview. And then it cuts to a clip of Jon Jones saying he has a broken foot in his OCTAGON interview, basically trying to show he's the tougher fighter out of the two. Joe Rogan goes off on UFC rules during broadcast. During the UFC 322 prelims, Rogan went off on the rules of MMA and wants a specific accessory banned from competition. In round 2 of the Bisengur Susurkayev versus Eric Mekhaniko fight, Susurkayev, who is Khamzat's teammate and is 10-0, got hit with a low blow that stopped the fight momentarily. During that time, Rogan addressed cups fighters use and questioned whether a specific steel cup should even be allowed in the UFC. Rogan believes the steel cup is so effective that it's basically legal cheating. He said, "You know, there's a giant loophole in the MMA rules that I'm surprised more people don't use, and that is the steel tie cup. I will say it right now. I don't think it should be legal, but it is. It provides leverage for arm bars that's brutal. When you mount someone and get that steel cup in the chest, it's terrible. And when you kick it, it breaks your foot. It protects your whole package, much better than anything else, and nobody is using it." Daniel Cormier then chimed in asking Rogan if he knew anyone else who used it. He then said, "The guy sitting to your right, I knew you could cheat with it." Rogan responded saying, "It's legal cheating. It's the best cup. Use it, kids, before they take it away, because they should take it away." Should more fighters take advantage of the steel cup before the UFC cracks down and bans it? It sounds like it could be very effective in just blocking kicks and breaking toes. What's your thoughts on the cup? Let us know in the comments below. With UFC 322 now in the books, let us know what you thought about the event. We'll see you all in the morning with our next video.